in this webinar. You will learn how to find and fulfill your soul's purpose, and how your higher self is connected to this, because there is a part of you, of your higher self, that knows exactly what your soul purpose is, your mission, and the exact steps, everything. The difference between collective soul purpose and individual, unique soul purpose. And this is something many of you might hear for the first time. Wait a minute, there are two different soul purposes, missions? Yes, this is something I receive from my higher self, and I believe probably a lot of people are aware of this, because as many of you know, a lot of people receive the same information. Now, some of you are not getting audio. Yes, there is audio. I do believe most of you are getting audio, so for those of you who are not getting audio, please check your settings. Now, we're also going to discuss how they're connected, the collective and the individual soul purpose. Like I said before, why you have felt a void, a deep longing to go back home, or maybe you have not felt like you belong here. How you can create financial abundance. Because many of us here, we love to contribute, to be at the service of others, to assist others, to follow our passions. But sometimes we don't know how to monetize that, to be able to get paid to do what we love. Because if not, then it's a hobby. It's something that you cannot really commit to do full time, because you have other priorities like paying your bills, supporting your family, and you can definitely do both things. And I do this for a living, but at the same time, look at me, I'm doing something for free. So it doesn't mean that you have to charge for everything. I believe in giving tremendous value for free, because a lot of people do really take advantage, even if they don't have the means. But my mission is to empower people, because you have all the resources within you to make anything you imagine, envision, a reality. And most importantly, clear energetic blockages to finding your soul's purpose. Fears, DNA blockages, and we're going to go into detail about that. Blockages to speaking your own truth. How many of you have felt in some point in your life that you were not able to speak your truth? Maybe your parents, you were studying a master's degree or a PhD, and you felt that the institution did not really resonate with your message, with your truth. Maybe teachers or other people of authority, or maybe your brothers, your siblings, your family members. How many of you have felt at some point that your truth was not received well, and you kind of backed down a bit? So a lot of you have felt like that. I did, certainly. Now, we're going to discuss your multidimensional anatomy, because this is really important. You are a being that goes beyond the 3D. You are so much more than this body, than your emotions, than your thoughts. You're all of that and much more. So we're going to start with the surrounding area of this graphic, because many of you know the process of evolution, right? Going back to source. But we're going to start with the process of involution, how source, the one source God, came into manifestation. So this is, imagine that beyond this graphic, all this white area is beyond dimensionalization, is beyond experience, and you have pure energy. And so God, source, knows that it's everything, but it desires to have the experience that is everything. And so God, source, however you want to call it, begins by spiraling down from here into the different frequency bands, dimensions. And so here you have the Rishi self, the first part of individuation. And if you have read ancient texts of Hindu mythology and religion, they talk about seeing ascended masters, rishis, and they were like huge suns of light, the gestalt of consciousness. That's you at the highest level. And then you continue to spiral back down all the way, and this is the supra-consciousness. This is what is known as the supra-consciousness. And then you go and spiral down from dimensions 15, 14, 13 to dimensions 12, 11, 10. And then you get to dimensions 9, 8, 7. And then when you get to the soul identity, dimension 6, 5, and 4, this is known as what is your super consciousness. Many of you have heard of this, right? The super consciousness. And this is exactly the part of you which is stationed in dimensions 4, 5, and 6, what is known as your soul identity, that has the information, the wisdom of your soul purpose, of who are the members of your soul family, of your past lives, incarnations, your future lifetimes, etc. And then when you come down all the way to dimensions 1, 2, and 3, this is your incarnate identity. This is a part of you that is listening right now. This is a part of you that is manifested in the 3D. Your body, your emotions, your thoughts, your physical, emotional, and mental body. And here you have in dimensions 1, which corresponds to your first chakra, and also corresponds to your physical body and your subconscious mind. So at one end of the polarity of your multidimensional awareness, you have your subconscious mind, your physical body, and at the other end you have the supraconscious mind, the ultimate knowing mind, the one that is everything and knows everything and merges with the one source God and every single individuation. So you have constantly a pushing and pulling between the subconscious mind and the supraconscious mind. And you know, when you spiral all the way down to the first 3 dimensions, you actually forget that you are one with everything. That's part of the process of involution and evolution. We forget and then we remember. That is, our cells, our cellular memory remembers. We slowly begin to remember where we come from, what we are, who we are, and what is everything. And in ancient times, this would happen naturally. People would go through the process of DNA activation. From age 0 to 12, they would activate their first 3 strands of DNA. Okay? The physical, emotional, and mental body. And then by age 12, they would start to activate their soul identity. By age 22, you would have fully embodied your soul identity. So how many of you at age 22 do you felt that you embodied your soul identity? That you could remember your exact soul purpose, your past lifetimes, you knew who your soul family members are, were? No, right? Me neither. In fact, most people, it is at the age of 33 that they start to awaken, because the age of 33 is very important, it's very significant, because that's when people would start activating their 10th, 11th, and 12th strand of DNA, which corresponds to the avatar identity, the Christ consciousness. And so a lot of people, when they reach this age, they say, oh my God, this is not what I'm meant to do, a 9-to-5 job. I came here to do something greater. How many of you have felt like that? Some people have their awakenings very early. I remember I had my first awakenings when I was 15, 16. And then another awakening when I was 24. And then when I reached the age of 30, I would keep getting more and more downloads of my higher self. So yeah, many of you as well at different times. Some people at the age of 50. It's very common. It doesn't matter. So this is very important. Now, the subconscious mind. What is the subconscious mind? Subconscious mind is assigned to handle all of the automatic task of the body, and as well to store every event, experience, impression, feeling, and data that has been brought to the being through the body via the conscious mind. So listen to that. The subconscious mind stores every event, experience, impression, feeling, and data. That means both positive and negative. Now the superconscious mind. This is what I talked about of your soul identity. When you get to the dimensions 4, 5, and 6. When you start to activate your 4th strand of DNA, which, by the way, we're going to do today. We're actually going to remove blockages on all strands of your DNA so that you start embodying and accreting more light. And we're going to work on your heart chakra and 4th strand of DNA so you start to access that level of consciousness. And this is going to bring a lot of clarity, and it's going to raise your frequency dramatically. So the superconscious mind is assigned the task of total awareness, understanding, body, mind, spirit connectivity, spontaneous creation, visionary insight, and the manifesting impulse or now purpose of the soul. And this information, this is from Tomorrow's God. Has anyone read Tomorrow's God by Neil Donald Walsh? I was asking the universe, please support me in this webinar. I want to give the greatest value. And I had most of the presentation done. And as I asked, I saw the book and I opened the book, and this is the information that I found, and I thought it was perfect for the webinar. So that's a great book. Now, what is the supraconscious mind? The supraconscious mind is assigned all of the previously mentioned tasks combined of the conscious, subconscious, and superconscious mind, as well as the most important function of the being, and that is the integration of the individuation with the non-differentiation, that is, of the single soul with the only soul, or the merging with the one source God. So that is the superconscious mind. Like we discussed earlier, I'm going to go back just a little bit. You can see in the graphic, you have here on your first chakra, your physical body, your 1st strand of DNA, the subconscious mind. And up here you have the superconscious mind. And there are pulling and pushing your consciousness. One is the subconscious mind that stores everything. It allows you to forget who you are, to experience reality. Because imagine if you came here and you knew who you were, and you knew you were everything, then you wouldn't have this human experience, which is phenomenal. And then, as you start to remember and you start to accrete more light, you start to embody your higher self and you access the superconscious mind. And the superconscious mind, you have that awakening. You slowly begin to merge with everything, to know what is your purpose. Now, this is about the soul purpose. So let's go ahead and talk about collective versus individual soul purpose. So all light workers and indigos have two types of soul purpose. One is the collective, which is basically raising the frequency of Earth and humanity, and restoring the Earth's grids and stargates for ascension. So usually this is the first mission or soul purpose that most people become aware of. You know, who here, type a yes or no on the text chat, have felt I must do something to raise the frequency of the Earth, to bring more light, to assist other people wake up, shift perception, let go of outdated beliefs and patterns and behaviors. Right. So I'm getting massive yes. Look at this. I'm going to show you. Look at this. Yes, yes, me since I was a child. Yes, yes, oh yes. Look at that. It's incredible. So that is like the collective soul purpose, because there are so many ways to raise the frequency of the Earth. And I always tell people this. If someone tells you this is the only way, the only path, if you don't do this, you won't ascend or you won't raise the frequency, don't just walk away, run away. Okay? Because there is no one path. There are many paths. And in my own experience, through my own soul searching and my own heroic journey, I experimented with a lot of different modalities and teachings. And I found that some were more effective than others, some were more rapid or deeper than others, but every single one is valid. Okay? So that's the collective soul purpose. Now, on the other hand, we have the individual soul purpose. That's the mission that you chose prior to birth. That is your unique mission. Now, how many of you feel that you have a unique mission? That there is something specific, something that it's unique to you? So, once again, I'm getting a lot of yeses. They're just going down very rapidly. Definitely yes, yeah. And I love your enthusiasm. Thank you so much. Now, let me ask you this. What feeling would living and embodying your soul's purpose give you? Imagine yourself living your life every day, doing what you love, what you're passionate about. What would that give you? So someone is saying pure joy. I'm going to have it here. Pure joy, exhilaration, clarity, great feeling, I guess. Yoo-hoo! I love that one. Peace and joy, great happiness, satisfaction. And here it is. Peace, joy, fulfillment. Heaven on earth, freedom. All right. So, all of those feelings, that is what you're after. You know, some people say, they come to me and they want to have sessions to manifest unlimited financial abundance. And they think that they're after the money. But it's not that. You're after the feeling of freedom. Every time you have a need, a goal, a want, it's not that thing you want. It's not the experience. It's the feeling that provides. So fulfilling your soul's purpose, the collective and individual, will give you a feeling. And joy is one of the highest frequency feelings there is. Peace, freedom, and fulfillment. Because, like I'm going to show you, what is the big problem? You know, How many of you feel that you have that soul purpose, but you don't know what that is, and you feel this unsettling, restless feeling, like a void? Okay, so a lot of people are saying yes. I felt like that. And this quote is perfect. This is from Conversations with God, one of my favorite books. Hell is the opposite of joy. It is unfulfillment. It is knowing who and what you are and failing to experience that. It is being less. So as you remember, we showed that multidimensional anatomy graph of your higher self. So many of you know and have the intuition of all that you are, who you are, but maybe you don't feel like you are having that full experience. So that's the opposite. So fulfilling your soul's purpose is that sense of fulfillment, of pure joy. And then we have a quote from Anthony Robbins that I love. Success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. And that's why you can see multimillionaires, billionaires, people who are famous, who feel empty. There's nothing wrong with being a multimillionaire, billionaire, trillionaire, with being famous. There are a lot of people who are famous and have a lot of money who contribute massively. And I've met people who have lots of abundance and they're doing, ordinary things, but at the same time they're contributing so much. And I've met people who have manifested unlimited abundance, and they're the most spiritual people I've met. But on the other side of the spectrum, there are people who have everything in terms of material wealth, and they feel unfulfilled. They have all the recognition, all the titles, worldly acquisitions, and they're void, because success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. And truly, when you experience fulfillment, is when you satisfy the needs of the soul, which are growth and contribution. So how many of you knew this? That you have needs of the soul, growth and contribution. And if you don't fulfill those needs, you're going to feel that void. If you fulfill the needs of the human, the ego, which are love and connection, certainty or feeling secure, uncertainty, uniqueness, those four are the needs of the ego, and they're great. We must attend each one of them to feel fulfilled. But if we unattend, we ignore the needs of the soul to contribute, to grow as a person, to learn and make a difference, then we're going to feel unfulfilled. And then we have the quote of Brian Tracy, another great teacher: happiness comes when you believe in what you're doing, know what you are doing, and love what you're doing. So you can see this picture of this person going to this tunnel of light. How many of you are aware that when you leave the body, when you drop the body, you go to the plane of bliss, or the tunnel of light? How many of you have heard of this? Okay, awesome. So a lot of you. So you're probably aware that when you get to that tunnel of light, you have what is known as a life review. Usually you see this tunnel of light and there are beings waiting for you there. It could be family members, it could be friends, it could be ascended masters, it could be one or many of them. And you have this life review where you get to see every single moment. every single thought, feeling that you had and that other people had in your presence. So you get to feel what other people felt. And you get to see everything. And so like 12 years ago, I became aware of this. I've never had the fear of death, maybe at a primal level. We all have the need to preserve our existence, but I always knew that I would exist beyond death. But when I became aware of this life review, at the time, I thought, wow, I'm gonna see everything. And this includes this moment. Right now, your witness consciousness is recording this. And so, at some point in my life, when I was doing a master's degree in psychology, and I was actually on my way to doing a PhD because it was the only, recognized way by society that I could contribute. And my parents wanted me to get a degree, and I was following blindly, through guilt and not wanting to disappoint my parents, study psychology. But when I started studying my master's degree, I didn't resonate with the information. I knew there was so much more that I could do. And so I started studying in great depth. Already I had been studying shamanism, hands-on healing, so I was already aware of all of this, but I really took a dive. I really immersed myself, and I learned how to connect to my higher self and read energy signatures, and I just didn't resonate with that. And I asked myself, wow, if I leave my body and I'm seeing my life review, how would I feel if I was to continue studying psychology, getting a PhD, and knowing that I did not really resonate with that, but I did it based on guilt and based on seeking the love, approval, and appreciation of my parents? How would I feel? I thought to myself, probably I would feel guilty, or like I didn't really step up. And I said to myself, gosh, I really don't want to feel that. When I see my life review, I want to be proud. Even of the pain, the mistakes, the failures, I want to say those were meaningful because they led me to my awakening, to be able to relate and connect with other people and help them. And so I thought of that and I said, wow, if everyone could have that vision, that awareness of going into the future, seeing their life review and saying, did I really live? Like Brendon Burchard says, did I live? Did I love? Did I matter? So a lot of this connects to the soul purpose, because when you do what you came here to do, you're going to feel that. You're going to feel like you lived, like you loved, like you mattered, and you made a difference. So, does this sound like you? Knowing you have a mission but feeling lost or stuck. Feeling like you're not making progress, or maybe you do, but anytime you do, somehow you manage to sabotage it. Like you take one step forward, 2 steps back. And I know how that feels. It's like the karmic loop. It feels horrible. The source of unhappiness is not feeling like you're making progress. It's not like you're moving forward. Do you feel like you're not doing what you want to do each day? Maybe you're stuck in a job that you don't like, or like I was years ago, studying something you don't like. Do you feel like that? Or maybe you're experiencing a lot of drama in your family and your relationships, and it's holding you back. You have this awareness, right? Like Ram Dass said, if you think you're enlightened, go spend a weekend with your family. Isn't that true? Like sometimes you can go within, you go out on nature, or you go within and you meditate and you feel blissed out, effulgent, full of light, with ecstatic joy, and you are so clear. And then you go and meet your family, and boom, your pain body gets triggered. You have unconscious reactions. How many of you know what I'm talking about? How many of you have experienced this? Yep, a lot of you. Of course, yes, way too much. Absolutely. It's the story of thousands, if not millions of people. And that was my experience. So I had the awareness of I need to work on myself so that I could be at this level of frequency when I'm in the presence of my family and have that harmonious relationship. Have you asked yourself at one point in your life, is this all there is? I've asked myself that question. At one point in my life, I was like, is this all there is? Am I supposed to really study for half of my life to get a degree, to get a job, to have kids, and then not do what I love and just work, work, work? Is this all there is? And I asked myself, and my internal knowingness, my higher self said, hell no. How many of you have felt that or thought of that? So many people are like, wow, I can relate so much. Of course, this is the story of so many people. All right. So for those of you who don't know me, I've been talking a lot, and it's because you're my main priority. This is about you. But for those of you who don't know me, I'm going to tell you a bit about me. Like I said, already a bit of my heroic journey, studying different modalities, studying psychology, dropping out, following my passion, and I founded auric calibration with the intent to help people clear auric attachments, karmic imprints, karmic cords, activate their DNA to embody their higher self. And when I founded auric calibration was because I felt that that was a way for me to fulfill my collective soul purpose. By working on myself, accreting more light, raising my frequency, I could raise the frequency of the earth. Because, as many of you know, we are directly connected to the earth. We have a chakra that is right in the middle of the earth. And we're all inside the earth's auric field. We are literally in the earth's womb. So we're connected. So I thought if I clear all these auric attachments, karmic imprints, past painful experiences, and I help other people do that as well, I'm going to raise the frequency and I'm going to fulfill my collective soul's purpose. But as I fulfill my collective soul's purpose, I became aware of my unique soul's purpose. And that was to assist people manifest what I call ascended relationships. Because when I was studying psychology, at the time, I was in one of the most challenging, painful relationships in my life. And since I was a child, I felt this huge, massive feeling that I was meant to manifest an epic, conscious, harmonious relationship. A soulmate, my twin flame. And I had that same question. Is this all there is? Are relationships really like this? Full of drama, of arguments, of feeling unfulfilled. And my inner knowing, my higher self, once again said, hell no. And so that's when I started working on everything that was related or preventing me from manifesting this relationship. From my childhood experiences to my family relationships to my own self-created soul fragments, painful experiences, heartbreaks, rejections, betrayal, you name it. So as I did that, I was able to manifest my twin flame. And I was like, whoa, this is one of the greatest feelings ever. I did it. I was so fulfilled, and to this day, that's one of my biggest accomplishments. I mean, if you would tell me what thing you would have if I was to take away everything, I would say my relationship, because it's the greatest thing. So I said, wow, I can help people do this, because all the pain, all the drama, all the struggles that I went through, I was able to clear. I gained the knowledge, and I was able to help other people manifest their soulmates or twin flames, or if they were struggling in a relationship with someone they really loved, they could clear the baggage, raise the frequency, and take that relationship to a whole new level. Because sometimes you meet your soulmate, you meet your twin flame, but you have so many unfinished business from past lives, from your childhood, or with each other, that even though you are meant for each other, those blockages get in the way and prevent that relationship from being at the highest level. So at that time, when I was founding Auric Calibration, I found out I was indigo type 1. And what this means is that that type of indigo is the indigo that has a planetary mission, that has a very big mission. And there are many indigo types 1 on Earth, and you probably met a few of them. I was given the name Swami Arjunananda by Sri Babaji Nagaraj. Some of you might know who Babaji is, the deathless avatar, talked about in the autobiography of a yogi by Yogananda. And like I said, I became aware of, when I was fulfilling my collective mission, it led me to discover my unique mission. And I manifested my twin flame. And here I am doing this, because I've done it, and now I can help others do so. So enough about me, let's go back to you. How to fulfill your collective soul's purpose. This is the easiest type of soul purpose to fulfill. Like I said before, it's just about raising your frequency, clearing the energetic blockages that prevent you from embodying your higher self, activating your DNA. And there are many ways to do this. Some more effective than others, or some more rapid than others. But it's just about raising your frequency, letting go of outdated belief systems, thoughts, patterns, etc., relationships. Because your frequency controls everything. If you change your frequency, your entire reality changes. Your thoughts, your feelings, how you perceive reality. It's all about your frequency. And it is projected. So when you change your frequency, your holographic reality changes. So if you do not raise your frequency, then you will stay stuck in the exact same reality. How many of you resonate with this? How many of you think that your frequency really controls everything? All right, many of you. So once again, I want every one of you to see this. Look at this. Absolutely. Yes, yes, I do. Yes, yes. So 100%. There you go. This is extremely important. Now, what prevents people from fulfilling their soul's purpose? Most people are disconnected from their higher self. the part of themselves that knows exactly what their sole purpose and mission is. So what blocks the connection to the higher self? Things like auric attachments, karmic imprints, unnatural implants, cords of attachments, the emotional pain body, fears, DNA blockages. Because when you look at your auric field, your chakras, and your DNA, there are life force currents coming down from source, going into your crown chakra, and they go down, and when they meet an energetic blockage, then the energy cannot be accreted. So when you have those blockages, it can create pain, suffering, drama, because you have this light coming down and it meets this energetic blockages and it pushes down. But when you clear those energetic blockages, then that light can come down and you can accrete that light. Those life force currents flow throughout your body, your chakras. You have an expanded field of awareness, and that's where the magic happens. As well as past painful events stored in the subconscious and conscious mind. Now, we're going to get to the juicy part now. How to find your individual, unique soul purpose. You already know how to fulfill the collective soul purpose, right? Raising your frequency, clearing yourself. But how about your unique soul purpose? So, often an individual will find their unique soul purpose while fulfilling their collective soul purpose. Like I mentioned, this was my experience and the experience of many people. A lot of people that work with me throughout the years who just started working on clearing the auric attachments and karmic imprints and activating their DNA, they became aware of their unique soul mission. But another way to ask, and this is what I really want you to focus on today and concentrate today, is ask yourself the following question. What struggles or challenges have you been able to break through, to transcend in your lifetime? So really go within, and I want you to participate. I want you to write down on the text chat. Think about what challenge, struggle you went through in your life. It could be recent. You could be going through it right now. It could be something that happened a couple of years ago, 10 years ago, but you were able to break through and transcend. So I have someone saying so many. Well, think about one or two or three that you're really passionate about, that you feel that you really mastered at. Like, if it would present itself again, you would know exactly how to transcend it, how to resolve it, how to bring a completion to that. So some people saying getting out of abusive relationships, staying true to what I feel is right for me. That I can relate to that. That was true for me as well. Loss, addiction, healing family relationships, abusive childhood, and divorce, being, with marriage. So this I'm not gonna show. I'm gonna just keep a little bit privacy for everyone who's sharing. I do honor your honesty, your vulnerability. Drug addiction, controlling emotions, dealing with difficult personalities, and have compassion for them. That's huge. How to cultivate compassion. The fear of death, another one that's universal. Acceptance of my own reality. Codependency, another one. 99% of relationships are codependent. If you could help people get out of codependent relationships, which is something that I've helped a lot of people do, you can change their relationships, their lives. Emotional pain. Some of you are still struggling. That's okay, because that's part of the process. And if you focus on fulfilling your collective soul purpose, that's going to allow you to break through that and gain the wisdom. Loss of loved ones, grief, that's another huge one. Seeing the blessings in painful events. I love that one. That for me is one of my biggest assets and one of my biggest tools and resources, is that when I see a challenge, I see opportunities, I see blessings. If you can teach that to people, it's priceless. Seeing patterns of your life, finding my core issues. So there are countless and countless of answers going through right now. Now, do you get the picture? If you were able to go through that struggle, through that challenge, and you were able to bring a sourceful completion, transcend it, don't you think that people are in need of your help with that specific issue? Do you think that you could create an ebook, a series of videos, a webinar like this one-on-one consultation? You could speak in engagements, just sharing your story. Some people, they think that they must have a protocol or a technique. Not at all. You know, it helps sometimes, but sometimes just sharing your story has a healing effect on people. I mean, how many times have you heard someone tell you a story that was so moving, so profound, that you experienced some healing, that you could reference to that, and in the future, when a similar event presented itself, you were able to take that knowledge that that person shared with you and make a higher choice. So many of you are saying yes. Well, think about that. That's how usually you can find your unique mission. Is you see that big struggle, that big challenge, that you were able to find colossal golden nuggets of wisdom. And then you share that with other people. How many of you are having an aha moment right now and saying, oh my gosh, I could totally do this? There we go. Awesome. And that's my intent. This is really my intent, for you to have this aha moment, this deep realization. But we're going to go even deeper. We're going to go at the energetic level so that you don't stop here. Because here is a big problem. Many people have this type of realizations, but then the fears activate. The doubts, the lacks, the limitations, or they feel that they're not ready. Now, here is another example, and like I said here, could you assist other people transcend this challenge? Examples, look at Eckhart Tolle, Byron Katie, Anthony Robbins. If you listen to their stories, Eckhart Tolle had huge depression. He couldn't stand himself, and he had the thought, I cannot stand myself. I cannot be with myself. And in that moment, his consciousness went, oh my God, who is me and who is the self? Boom. He was awakened. And now he has helped thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people become aware of their emotional pain body and how to transcend it. Byron Katie, she says, my best and biggest spiritual teacher, you know who it was? Depression. She says, my biggest spiritual teacher was depression. Again, she felt so unworthy that she would not sleep on her bed. She would sleep on the floor. And then she had the awakening. She became aware of the 4 questions, and now she teaches thousands of people all around the world how to question their thoughts. Because sometimes when you go back to the struggle, you'll find a protocol because you did something to break through that. You did something to transcend it. whether it was to meditate, to do an energy clearing. You did something so you can teach other people. If not how to do it, where to do it. The people who can teach them how to do it with your story. Now, on the other side of the spectrum, not everyone here their unique mission is to teach others how to transcend a challenge or a struggle. Some people are here to embody such a big frequency of joy. I mean, absolute joy. Some people here, they're so passionate about what they do for a living, so passionate about life. I mean, have you ever talked to someone or read a book or watched a video about someone who was so passionate about being alive, about the magic of life, relationships, the miracle of breathing, seeing a tree, hearing a child's laughter, that you were inspired, you were moved by that person. And you thought, oh my God, yes, life is really magical. I want to live life to the fullest. So sometimes it is about what brings you your greatest joy. And you can do that. And that can have a massive effect on people. You can raise the frequency because joy is one of the highest frequencies. So when you embody joy, you're raising the frequency not only of yourself, not only of the people who surround you, but of the entire planet. Now, like I said, I think I already covered this. How to fulfill your unique soul purpose. Finding the big problem. Can you help others solve this problem? By sharing your story, telling them how you were able to transcend it. Assist other people with your experience to break through, to transcend their challenge. Can you hold their hand? Can you be them side by side, hold them accountable? Give them support. Tell them, hey, I know where you are. You're just a few steps from breakthrough. I'm here for you. Because the key is that you are one step ahead of them. Think about that. Consulting is one of the most lucrative businesses because when you're able to solve someone's problem, many people will pay for that because it's an energy exchange. So some people you could help. Let's say I've met a lot of people who have struggled with weight, with physical health, and then they become a nutritionist and they help people transcend that struggle with feeling sick, with low energy, with weight. That's huge. It doesn't have to be all spiritual, because everything is spiritual. Everything is made out of consciousness. And it is your intent, how you approach it, that can really make a difference. The consciousness that you put into it. I mean, you could meet someone that helps you how to become stronger by lifting weights and changing your diet, and that person can transmit you spiritual teachings that are life-changing. Okay? And like I said before, can you deliver that message through a book, healing, coaching, seminars, speaking engagements, sharing your story? And then on the other side, what are you passionate about? Not everyone is here to help or heal. Many are here to inspire and just embody a state of absolute joy. All right. So now we're going to go to the juiciest part, the energetic clearing. So we're going to take a little break in just a minute. So before we do that, I just want to give you a reminder. Time is simultaneous, and your higher self is not limited by space, distance, or time. So we're going to be working with your higher self. I'm going to connect to my higher self and the higher self of everyone here. And even if you were to watch this as a recording, the energy transmission is going to be encoded in the recording. The energy is encoded in my voice, the sacred geometry codes you will see in a moment. So we're going to take a quick 2-minute break. Go get some water. Move your body. You can go to the bathroom, whatever it is. Stand up and come back in 2 minutes, and we'll go ahead with the energetic clearings and activations, which are going to be massive, intense, and mind-blowing. So go ahead, and I'll see you in 2 minutes. All right, so it looks like most of you are back. I'm just going to give a couple of seconds for everyone to be here. Are you ready to clear? I love it. Bring it on. Yes. Excellent. I love the passion. I'm going to put this on the screen so you can get the energy transmission, because this is one of my favorite things. You know, when you work on a webinar like this, you actually get to experience an amplified field of energy. Because right now, everyone here in the webinar is absolutely committed to raising their frequency, to finding their soul's purpose. And since we're not limited by time nor space, we're all connected, especially by our higher selves. This creates a massive field, and this has a ripple effect, not only on yourself, the people who surround you, but the entire earth. And this is why I'm so passionate about doing these types of webinars. And don't you love it, just being with, knowing that hundreds, thousands of people around the world right now are listening to this, focus on this energy clearing, sharing one intent, and experience realizations, healing, transformation, supporting each other. I mean, this is what I live for. I'm actually so passionate about this. And if you are half as passionate as me, my God, you know, you can feel the energy. You can feel the readiness. All right. So, for those of you who've worked with me for a while, you already know how to connect to your higher self using your left hand. For those of you who, you know, this is the first time listening to me, I'm going to teach you right now one of the most simple and powerful ways to connect to your higher self. So what I want you to do is just first take a deep inhale in through the nose, hold it, and then exhale slowly through your mouth and let go of any tension, expectation, attachment to results. And once again, take a deep inhale in and exhale, and with your exhale, you're going to become even more present than that which you're already right now. You're going to feel your body on your chair, your feet touching the ground. You're going to feel every cell of your body vibrating. You know, if you're really sensible, you can even feel the subtle energy in your hands, and then you can feel that all throughout your body, because that's your energetic body. And now what I want you to do is have your left hand with your fingers pointing forward. The palm is facing down and it's not touching anything. And you can have your elbow, you can rest your elbow on your chair, your thigh, anywhere where the hand is completely relaxed, kind of like you see on the screen. You're not going to have it in that same position, in front of you. You're going to have it to your side, fingertips pointing forward, and the palm is facing down. And now what I want you to do is just bring your awareness to the left hand. Feel the subtle energy field of your left hand. And now, with a strong intent, say out loud, connecting to my higher self. And continue to sense the energy. And what you can do is just place your right hand next to the left hand and see if you can notice a difference between both hands. Does the energy feel stronger in the left hand? Do you feel a stronger tingling sensation in the fingertips of your left hand? Type a yes with your right hand, a Y. All right. So I want all of you to see this. Look at this. Y, yes. So everyone participate. Let me know if you're feeling this. Excellent. Look at that. Pretty much everyone. And the yes keep coming. Awesome. Yes. So what happens is that in our hands we have smaller chakras, energy centers. And when it comes to healing, the left hand is the receiving hand. You have a neurological hookup in your left hand and your right hand as well, but in the left hand is connected to the higher self to receive information, receive energy signatures. Your right hand is more giving hand. When you do hands-on healing, you use both hands. With the right hand you send out energy, with the left hand you transmute energy blockages, you get them out. If you know what you're doing, this is really how it goes. So, alright, so look at this. Some people, super strong, yes, and larger, yes, because when you connect to your higher self and you feel it on the left hand, it's like if you could see your aura, instantly the energy expands. And I've done this. I've gone to have my aura picture taken, with Kirlian photography and other technologies. And I always tell the person, can I do something? And I connect to my higher self, and instantly the energy amplifies, the colors change. And they always ask me, like, what did you just do? So you can do that next time. Alright, so keep your hand in this position. Okay, set the intent to connect to your higher self, and you're going to feel the energy as we activate the sacred geometry codes on your field. Okay, it's going to be magical. Alright, so first is the DNA blockage removal. So what I want you to do is focus on the center of this sacred geometry code, this energy mandala, which has been encrypted with specific intent. It's like a light and sound mathematical program with a specific intent to remove DNA blockages. And yes, some of you will see, these are mesmerizing codes. You'll see the code expand, move, pulsate. If you don't see that, no problem. Anyone is unique. Sometimes I see them move, sometimes I don't. So focus on the center of the code, and with your intent, take an inhale in and inhale the code into your third eye. Remember, surrender to your higher self. Your higher self is actually doing this session. I'm only a facilitator. I'm assisting you in remembering what you already know how to do. So your higher self is taking over right now. And with your imagination, with your intent, everything happens organically, harmoniously. So see the code in your mind's eye. And then visualize the code on top of all your chakras, merging with each of your chakras. So right now, I am connecting to each of your higher selves. Yes, you can leave your hand in that position if you decide to feel the energy moving through your left hand too. It's very cool, but it's not necessary. So if you just want to relax and feel the energy transmission, you'll certainly feel this energy transmission in so many other places and states of your being beyond your hand. So I'm connecting to the higher self of each person here. And it is commanded in the name of divine love that in this session, each person here clears, transmutes all the highest priority energetic blockages, soul fragments, DNA blockages, reverse parallel sequences, karmic imprints, etc., that are preventing them from becoming aware, conscious of their soul purpose and the exact steps to fulfill that. Any blockages preventing them from embodying their soul identity, their higher self, and creating more light and activating their heart chakra, their fourth strand of DNA, to embody their super consciousness, experiencing higher intuition and activating that feeling of readiness to walk their legacy. Because already in the future now, there's a probable future where you have fulfilled your soul mission. And you are already walking your legacy right now. It is commanded by the laws of the golden liquid realms and alchemical powers, and in the name of divine love, that the DNA ascension preparation 12-strand DNA blockage removal AHU command code activates for each person here their pineal gland, pituitary gland, hypothalamus, medulla oblongata, 15 chakras and DNA template, restoring their DNA to their original divine function and highest energetic holding potential for ascension, the embodiment of their higher self, their soul identity, and clearing all DNA blockages, reverse parallel sequences on the heart chakra, and all strands of DNA now, in the best way possible for them and in line with their higher self. Ta Asian Tadoy. So you can close your eyes or you can continue to look at the code. Just simply relax, focus on your breathing, and you'll notice how the energy just got very intense and strong in the fingertips. So don't type, just relax and receive. And you're going to start to feel the energy moving from the fingertips through your fingers. Going now past the second knuckle and going towards your palm. And now going under the palm of your hand towards your wrist. And when the energy gets to your wrist, that means that the energetic blockages have been completely transmuted all the way back to the void, cleared on all levels of your auric field. You see, your left hand can let you know in what part of your multidimensional anatomy the clearing is taking place. First the physical body, then the emotional body, then the mental body, and then your spiritual body, your heart chakra, your throat, your third eye, your crown chakra, all the way up to the superconscious mind. So let me know, how are you feeling now? How did that feel for you? Did you feel it in your hand? Did you felt some tingling on your crown chakra or different parts of your body? So Christopher is saying, wow. Awesome. Another wow. Whole body pulsating. Yes, Sharon. Unleashing my freedom. That's beautiful. Horacio. Feels like a bracelet on my wrist. Yes. Tingling on my crown chakra. Tingling all over. Heart chakra expanding. I feel it everywhere, but mostly my left arm. I felt a lot of vibration and colors. Pain in my wrist. Yes, sometimes it will feel painful because the energetic blockages that you are transmuting are so heavy and they have so etheric mass, that when they go off, it's like really, literally having a psychic surgery. So I'm gonna just show you the comments so you can, I'm in awe. Look at this. Very strong in the lower back, arm got heavy, energy release in first chakra, sensations on my left lower back, whole body energy moving. Where did my headache go? I love this one. Yes. Dizzy, vertigo kind of feelings. Yes, the codes will put you in an altered state of consciousness. Flash, ringing in the ears. Oh, you're gonna love this soon because I have some information on this. Right side of my face is having amazing spasms. It's going in my fingertips. I feel it everywhere, but mostly my... Awesome. So yes, these codes are living entities of consciousness. And they have such a high frequency that when they interact with your own field, they will instantly raise your frequency. They will transmute the blockages that do not resonate with the frequency of the code. Ready for more? All right. So if you can't see, make sure that the window of the webinar, your browser is open. Everyone is seeing the codes. So it's something that has to do with your computer, your settings. All right. So now we're going to work directly on your fourth strand of DNA, your heart chakra. So what I want you to do is just focus on the center of this code, and with your intent, inhale this code into your third eye. And then with the next exhale, you're going to exhale the code down to your heart chakra. So see the code merging with your heart chakra. It is commanded by the laws of the golden liquid realms, alchemical powers, and in the name of divine love, that the DNA Ascension Preparation Stage 4 Command Code of Ahu activates for each person here their pineal gland, pituitary gland, hypothalamus, medulla oblongata, 15 chakras, DNA template, and especially their fourth strand of DNA, their heart chakra, to their highest energetic holding potential and original divine function for ascension and the embodiment of their soul identity, the activation and awareness of their superconscious mind for guidance and clarity, even more than that which they're receiving right now in regards to their soul purpose in the best way possible for them and in line with their higher self now. Ta'Asian Tadoi. And this feels very, very heavy. The energy is so strong. So I really want to pay tribute to everyone and thank you for having such a strong intent and receiving this. You can feel the energy going quantum. That's when the energy starts going under the palm of your hand. All right. So you can definitely feel the energy building up, right? Who here is heating up? Sharon says, I am. Yeah, heating cold, it changes because there's the transmutation going on, there's the activation, so some of you will experience that fluctuation in your body temperature. And even you can, you'll feel hot, but if you touch your skin, you're normal. Clear and light heart area. My feet are sweating but feel freezing. My hand is sweating. The two people with feeling hot, buzzing. Yes. tingling in the back. Probably who is feeling their kundalini energy, their spine getting activated. It's okay if you don't feel anything. Sometimes you won't feel anything. Just relax, surrender to your higher self. Your higher self will decide how you experience the session. Tingling in the head, down the neck, loud and clear. Mostly my right palm. Tingling in my third eye, yes. High pitch in my ears. Feet are tingling. All right, excellent. Lips vibrating, yes. This is what is known as kriya. Sometimes the energy will start to move so rapidly and so intense that it will meet a blockage and then transmute that blockage, and you will experience like twitches, muscle twitches, and your nervous system having a huge emotional release. Excellent, Shauna. Allow that to happen. If any emotions come up, let them out. This is part of the energy clearing process. Right now we're dealing with the heart chakra for unconditional self-love. This is huge for humanity. Imagine if everyone had their heart chakra open. Do you think we would experience wars? Would anyone go to a war if they could experience unconditional self-love, if they could experience the love in everyone and everything? No judgment, no hatred. So some of you might be releasing a lot of hatred, grudges, resentment, betrayal, blockages located in the heart chakra. This is huge. All right. And yeah, that's right. If we all had an open chakra, everyone would experience abundance. We will all have our needs met. And you could always do more. But no one would be in that fight and flight. You would have your basic needs met of water, food, shelter, medicine, education. And if you want to progress and manifest more, you can, because you have that freedom. So this is my intent, to awaken humanity to that level of awareness. And we're doing that right now. All right. Ready for some more? We're not finished. This is not an amuse-bouche. Even if I give a free webinar, those of you who have worked with me know that I give you a full 3-course meal. Appetizer, your entree, dessert, and even a glass of champagne. Non-alcoholic champagne filled with love to give you that high feeling. All right. Some humor. We have to make this fun. When you're having fun, when you're experiencing joy, that's the greatest feeling ever. That's when you learn the most, when you heal the most. So I like that you have a sense of humor. Now let's go to fear. Let's remove fears. Because the only thing that can stop you from moving forward is fear. And some of you are having deep realizations, aha moments. You know what your mission is. You're starting to become aware. Or maybe soon enough you'll become aware because of these activations. We don't want fear to creep up on you and, paralyze you. No. We want you to take inspired action. So go ahead and focus on the center of this code. And inhale the code into your third eye. So, is it better to create a protective shield, putting a bubble around us in a crowd, or to expand the chakra without a shield? Anytime I do a session, right before the session, I put everyone in a protective shield. Before the webinar began, I was in a deep meditation connecting to the higher self of everyone in the webinar and establishing a field of protection. This is absolutely important in any healing session, so you are protected. And we have assistance from beyond this realm. So just relax, surrender to your higher self. Remember that any work I do, it's for your best, in the best way possible for yourself and in line with your higher self. I'm a facilitator. Whatever your higher self thinks is for your highest good, that is what goes. All right, thank you for the love. So now, see this code in your mind's eye and visualize this code on top of your root chakra, the first chakra, where we find issues of survival, fear. It is commanded by the laws of the golden liquid realms and alchemical powers that the ancestral legacies, eradication of fear, code of Om, be used to activate for each person here their deep limbic system, prefrontal cortex, pineal gland, pituitary gland, hypothalamus, medulla oblongata, their amygdalas, their root chakra and first strand of DNA, to clear the source of the highest priority, its soul fragments, imprints, and past analogical experiences of fear that prevent them from taking inspired action to fulfill their soul's purpose in the best way possible for them and in line with their higher self. Now, Ta Asian Tadoy. So you can feel the energy getting stronger in the fingertips. This feels very, very intense. And whatever you feel, allow that. There is nothing right or wrong when it comes to feeling. Some of these blockages are so heavy that they're going to feel uncomfortable. Hang on. Breathe. When those magnetic fields, those discordant energies are taken out, pulled, transmuted from your field, you will feel lighter. You will feel better. This is not, this is not some, I'm sending you a little bit of energy. This is a massive, massive energy clearing. This is literally a soul surgery. But with the best integration of joy, love, harmony possible. Continue to breathe, and with each exhale, you're going to exhale those blockages. And if you have an area of your body that feels tight, it hurts, there's some pain, visualize the code on top of that area and imagine the code just dissolving, melting those discordant energies. Alright. Now focus on the center of this code, and with your intent, inhale the code into your third eye. It is commanded by the laws of the golden liquid realms and all chemical powers, and in the name of divine love, that the origins, integrity, field protections, origins code of all be used to clear and transmute permanently and completely any energetic blockages like doubt, unworthiness, lack, limitation that is not in line with the integrity of the field of each person here on all levels of their awareness now. Ta Asian Tudoi. So I invite you to just focus on the energy clearings. Relax. At the end of the webinar, I'm going to be answering questions. Right now, I invite you to receive. Drop the mind, the need to know, and receive the energy transmission. And some of you are going to be experiencing thought forms as they are transmuted and cleared from your field. You're going to experience them. So just watch them, witness them with curiosity. These are things that were seated deep in your subconscious and are now coming out. The fears, the sadness. Right now, anything that is not in line with your higher self, with the frequency of the codes, is being dispelled. So just allow that to happen. You're protected, you're safe. Now the energy is going quantum. All right. So this is one of my favorite sacred geometry codes. Take a look at the center of this code and inhale the code with your intent into your third eye. And I want you to visualize this code on top of your throat chakra. It is commanded by the laws of the golden liquid realms, all chemical powers, and in the name of divine love, that the readiness, activation, truth, frequencies, code of all, be used to activate your pineal gland, pituitary gland, hypothalamus, medulla oblongata, 15 chakras, and DNA template to their highest energetic holding potential and original divine function, clearing all energetic blockages on the throat chakra for each person here that prevents them from speaking their own truth, their soul message, and activating in each particle of their being, every cell within them, the frequencies of readiness in the best way possible for themselves and in line with their higher self now. Ta Asian Tudoi. So if you have some water with you, imagine the violet flame inside your water, infusing your water, and drink some water to help you integrate the clearings and activations. All right. So how was that? Ready to come down a bit? Intense, amazing, wow. I'm just reading the comments. Phenomenal, yes, awesome, thank you, wow. Great. So as the comments keep coming down, beautiful, electricity, beautiful, thank you. Thank you, love it, thank you. I'm spinning, awesome. Vortex of energy, love it. All right, so as the comments keep coming down, I want to talk about what to expect, the integration, divine fever. Some of you are gonna feel like you're heating up and literally you're burning karma. So this could happen right now in the following days. Ringing in the ears. Someone said right when we were doing an activation, the ringing in the ears, that's a frequency download. Deep realizations and insights, expansion of awareness, synchronicities and messages, guidance, removing low frequency people, energy vampires and events from your holographic reality because your frequency no longer resonates with them. And this is good because some of them will feel inspired to change their ways to connect with you again. And then you will attract a higher frequency grid of people, places, time, things, and events. So drink a lot of water in the following days and after the webinar. Okay? Now, I want to share with you some success stories. This is one of my star clients, students, Kelly. She's from the UK, but she lives in Bahrain, next to Dubai. And she says, when I found Gustavo, I had been in an extremely codependent and painful marriage for 6 years and was in a desperate need for someone to assist me to cut the cords that tie me to this dysfunction. Within one session, Gustavo helped me to clear all blocked past energies that had kept me trapped for such a long and dark time of my life. We tapped into my higher self so that I could rediscover my true intuition on what was the correct path going forward. And after that one session, I made the decision to live my marriage. 7 months down the road, my self-love, positive emotions in life are at the highest level they have ever been. And I am truly and deeply happy. I have done much self-development work with a number of top experts around the world. That these sessions with Gustavo were able to heal me at a deeper depth. As well as the first few invaluable sessions with Gustavo, I also undertook a website coaching course with him because she's a coach in Bahrain and she wanted to take her mission to a global level, so she wanted me to assist her. And here's another great client. She has a website, she coaches women, but she felt a little bit stuck. And she wrote me an email. I wanted to thank you for our session yesterday and explain the amazing events that I've experienced today. Only one day after your aura clearing, I happened to have Eckhart Tolle's New Earth book in my library, so I started reading it last night. Thank you for the recommendation. I told her to read the book. It is an incredible book. I only read a bit last night, but this morning I woke up and I went straight to the pages about the pain body and I devoured the information. I woke up this morning with a major creative downloads for ideas for my business. This has been happening a lot lately But after our session yesterday and reading the section on the pain bodies, it was like supersede, and I love that. And I'm sharing this with you because this will happen for many of you. I spent over 2 hours just writing and organizing. It just all flowed, and I couldn't write fast enough to keep up with the downloads. I feel so much more clear with what I'm meant to do with my work in guiding women and how to go about it. It feels like it is finally all coming together. The other really amazing thing is that I haven't felt hungry all day, and I'm not drawn to sugary carbs, so expect the unexpected. A lot of things could happen. Then she says, the things that I normally eat during the day and then feel guilty about have not been appealing to me at all. That's because she had some guilt that drew her to eat those foods. Then she continues, I even took my kids to my favorite gelato place, and I did not wish to have some. I tried a small spoonful of my son's gelato, and it was so sweet that the tiny spoon was enough for me. It's been over a year that I've been struggling with candida, and today it was effortless to stay away from harmful foods. And she went on to create an amazing program to coach women and manifest more of her mission. Now, I know some of you sign up for this webinar because it was for free. And I want to be absolutely clear. I am going to make a special offer right now for those of you who want to go deeper. Some of you, I know you wanted this webinar for free and you may not want to stay or may not want to listen to the offer. So if that's the case, do as you wish. No strings attached. My intent was to give you tremendous value whether you take advantage of this special offer or not. And I think you did get it. It's my intent.